As we say, we get to the business end of the F1 season. 3 races left.
Yeah.
And it is all still to play for. Here to touch on that
Which is
and
good.
other matters besides is the former Williams F1 team boss. It is Claire Williams. Good afternoon, Claire.
Hello, Claire.
Good afternoon. Hi, how are you both?
Very well.
Good.
thank you.
So not many races left now, Claire, for the F1 season. And when you were at Williams, you were in and around the mix at this stage, so you know what it's like. What's going on in the teams that are, the 2 teams that are still sort of shaping up and pushing to win?
Yeah, that competitive spirit is coming out. Those teams will be all guns blazing going into the last races to try and secure the Drivers' Championship. And we've seen such a brilliant fight over the course of the 2025 season. McLaren have dominated the Constructors' Championship, and that's great to see a turnaround that Zach Brown and his team in Woking have been able to effect is quite extraordinary, taking a double Constructors' title in the row. But I think probably at the start of the year, we all probably felt that Oscar Piastri was in clear charge of the Drivers' Championship, and that hasn't really materialised in the second half of this year. We've now got a real fight courtesy of Lando coming back, and it's great to see. It's great to see the Drivers' Championship going down to the wire, and I'm sure all the Formula One fans out there are really enjoying watching the racing this year.
We'll get back to this video in just a second, but first I want to talk to you about this. This is the Next Base Pico, and this will keep you and other people safe on the roads this festive period. It's a connected compact dash cam which will record every single journey you make in high definition, and they've got a cheeky little offer going on at the moment, which I think you will like. Now, we know what people are like on the roads. We've all been driving to see friends and family and got cut up by someone, and maybe you're going to a racetrack and you're going to go and watch the professionals do it, and there's probably a lot of professionals not out there on the motorways of the UK. Well, look, this will record everything in high definition, sharp detail. There is a 1K and a 2K version, so whatever happens, it means you've got evidence for whatever goes on the roads. It's not just about the footage though. The Pico's packed with smart safety features that every driver needs, and of course it's from the UK's leading dashcam brand, which was recently crowned Trusted Review's best dashcam of 2025. It's super compact, even I can install it and you won't even notice it on your windscreen. Now pair it with the Next Base app, set it up, control it from there. It couldn't be simpler for you. There's even a smart parking feature that keeps an eye on your car while you're away, automatically recording if it detects any movement or impact. And trust me, my car just got hit by something in the wind and I'm livid because I didn't have a dash cam installed. Now, if the worst does happen, the emergency SOS system can alert emergency services and share your exact location to help you get help faster. And with Witness Mode Lite, you can quickly alert a friend or family member if you feel unsafe on the road, which is definitely something I reckon parents should be thinking about. And with prices starting at under £100, it's pretty obvious that this would make a fantastic stocking filler this festive period. And actually, you can save yourself 40 quid because between the 6th of November and the 3rd of December, you will get that amount off, making this £59 for the 1K version, which means you could probably put that 40 quid towards going and watching some UK racing. Loads of winter racing going on, which I'm sure you'll have a great time at. You could also treat your family to a meal, but let's face it, just look after yourself. So protect your journeys with confidence this festive season. Visit the Next Base website for more information, and also pop into Halfords, Argos, Currys and other retailers today. Stay safe, stay connected and enjoy the road ahead.
With a McLaren 1 and 2, what is it like trying to keep both your drivers happy? It must be difficult.
It's not an easy piece of work. I think that at McLaren, in Lando and Oscar, they've got 2 quite relaxed drivers, but equally, they're both competitive. They both have fought to get to where they are in Formula One today, and both of their dreams for many, many years will have always been to win a Drivers' Championship, and they will take that fight to each other on the racetrack. But trying to manage that isn't an easy piece of work. You're going to have best laid plans going into every Grand Prix. You're going to have the conversations with your drivers to keep it clean, keep it on the racetrack. But, racing is a bit of a crazy business. You don't know what's going to happen when the lights go out. It's not easy to manage, and we can all look on a Monday morning and go, why did they make that decision? Why did they do that? But all I can say is McLaren on the pit will always have the best intentions and try to do the best thing for their drivers on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, the Constructors' Championship's already been won by McLaren. When that's won slightly earlier in the season, is there any loosening off for the drivers at all? Are they told to go out and race a little bit more, or does it not quite work like that, Claire?
I think there probably is to some degree. I think it very much depends on what team you are as well, because all teams have different strategies depending on invariably what your business models are. But yeah, I think there's probably will always be that, you can go off and race a bit more now, go and have a bit more fun because we've won the constructors. And for most teams, that's the priority. And then they can allow their drivers to perhaps race a bit harder. And that's what we're going to see. And that's what we have been seeing, this brilliant race between Lando and Oscar, who are doing such a good job flying the flag for Formula One and trying to keep it as clean as possible.
Lewis Hamilton has called his first season at Ferrari a nightmare. Have you been surprised, Claire, how difficult it's been for him?
I think to a degree, but I think we can all probably underestimate how hard it is for a driver to change team. Lewis was at Mercedes for a long, long time, and when he first arrived at Mercedes, that team was kind of new. He was able to shape it in the way that he perhaps wanted to a bit. And he's now transitioned over to what is a really different team with a hugely different culture. Ferrari, it's Italian. They've got the Tifosi. They will have a very different way of doing things. And even someone of Lewis's caliber and experience is still going to take some time to settle in. He wanted to go to Ferrari inevitably to fill the childhood dream that I think all Formula One drivers have, to wear the red overalls with the prancing horse. And we've just got to, I suppose, give it a bit more time, see what happens going into 2026. But sometimes these moves, they work out, sometimes they don't. But I suppose if anyone can make it work, it's probably going to be Lewis Hamilton.
And finally, Claire, at Williams, you're at the forefront of getting women involved in F1, whether that be drivers or just sort of women generally working for the team. And we've heard in the last hour that F1 have announced a new deal with the F1 Academy, the all-female F1 Academy. And Abby Pullen, who's a great young driver, has been in to see us a couple of times on the show. So I'm sure you're applauding that commitment.
100%. The more work that can be done to bring more women into Formula One, into motorsport as a whole, is something that I've been talking about for a decade now. When I first started in Formula One, most of the jobs that were held by women were in marketing, PR and hospitality. When I took over running the team in 2013, we had one woman working in aerodynamics and I think one in the design office. When I left, 19% of our workforce was female. Huge amounts have changed over the years. You see more and more women taking on the jobs that have traditionally been held by men, and that's fantastic to see. You've got women changing tyres in pit stops. You've got women designing in the aero teams, but we need more and more women coming in. So to see the F1 Academy have this new contract is a fantastic thing, because those women are the role models. They're the ones that can inspire the next generation to come in as drivers, but equally behind the scenes producing these brilliant race cars that they get to drive.
Good to talk to you, Claire. Appreciate your time. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
There we are, Claire Williams there, former Williams F1 executive, deputy team principal of the team, of course, that her dad built, Frank, incredibly over the years.
Amazing.